Well, today I want to talk about patriotism. With the 4th of July that just happened, it seemed like it was a good time to kind of check in and see how we're doing. Are we patriotic? What does patriotism mean? Wrapping ourselves in the flag, being proud of our country, being proud of who we are, what we stand for. And what do we stand for? Do we stand for belittling others, persecuting others for not being like us, for not living out the world in our image, how we think they should live, by shunning others? Is that patriotism? Is it patriotism to cut off workers' rights and safety regulations and pollution and do anything we can do to enrich the lives of elites and gatekeepers and money changers in our society? Is that patriotism? This country was founded to be a home for all people of all walks of life, of all cultures, of all religions, of all sexualities, of all identities. If we think that doesn't mean we're American, that's not patriotic to, unless we're a, straight white landowning cisgender property owning Protestant male, whatever. Does that mean we're patriotic if that's not us? How many people in this country does that shun? It doesn't make any sense to push people away. Now, this country has always been on the road to improvement. We've never been perfect. The signers of our Constitution and Declaration of Independence, many of them owned slaves, so they certainly weren't perfect. America has evolved. We've gotten better. Have we gotten as good as we could be or gone as far as we should? No. But that doesn't mean that there isn't still room for improvement. It just, the hypocrisy of creating this certain image of a patriot. It only looks a certain way with a certain kind of clothes and a certain religion and a certain sexuality and the certain political beliefs and everything. And if you don't conform to that, then you're un-American, then you're not patriotic. Besides, protest, is that patriotic? Was this country founded on protest? Taxation without representation? Religious freedom? We don't want anybody to tell us how to live, how to believe, how to love, how to identify. Being American means being independent. Being patriotic means loving our differences. Means change is okay. We're okay with change. We're okay with evolving and becoming better, improving. Now, it's not patriotic to hate others. Does anybody out there admit that it does? Does hating others make you patriotic? Does belittling others make you patriotic? And if it doesn't, then why do we keep saying it is? Why is it painted out that people who question, people who protest, people who antagonize, who petition their government for redress of their grievances to peacefully assemble, is that patriotic? Is it patriotic to continue to want to improve? To change, to make life better? Isn't that patriotic? Sometimes I run out of words to say. You know, it makes me so sick that the hypocrisy that this country is in, that downplays other people, that belittles other people, that trashes and throws in the garbage other cultures and other peoples and other beliefs. It makes me sick. That's labeled as patriotism? It seems like we're trending back to exactly what we ran away from. Exactly what we rebelled from. Being patriotic does not mean trending back towards authoritarianism, towards monarchy, towards fascism. That is not patriotic. It is patriotic to fight back against those things. And we used to all know that. Now, back when we did fight fascism, it was patriotic. They're called the greatest generation that fought the Nazis, right? Okay. Well, would we admit that those threats are gone? That, oh, no more work has to be done, so to be patriotic means to ignore all of that. Ignore the problems of the world. Ignore other people just to better ourselves. And if anybody has anything to say to us, has anything to, back off of what we say, then they're less than, they're patriotic. Hypocrisy kind of goes hand in hand with our politics. We say what we mean, or do we say what we mean? It's difficult to figure out what should be the right path, but we can make it the right path. We can be patriotic. We can love our country and know it still needs to be improved. We can love our country and know that we need to take care of each other, to defend each other, to build each other up. If we really want to improve our relations and ease our division and stop this meaningless fighting that's only making us weaker as a nation, then we need to stop mislabeling patriotism. We need to stop mislabeling what it means to be an American. Because what it means is to be truly free. And if it means us to be free, then that means everybody else is free as well. That patriotism, that love for our country, that love for a dream that is not yet realized, that's patriotism and fighting to make it our new reality. Well, if you like what you heard, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And parting words, I just want to say that I love this country. I love being an American. Couldn't see living anywhere else. I will defend what this country is supposed to mean, not what temporary authoritarian strongmen, dictator wannabes want to paint it out as. What happened to the powerful taking advantage of the little guy and fighting back against that? Isn't that patriotism? Isn't that what really brings us together? The voiceless against the powerful? The powerless fighting the powerful? It might seem like a David and Goliath battle, but it's not. They're David, we're Goliath. We just have to wake up and use our power to show who we really are, to show what we're really made of. Now, all the awfulness, all the degradation, all the persecution, all the ugliness and darkness, that is also who we are. That's part and parcel of our being. But we can improve. We can be better. We just have to love each other, be kind, be empathetic. That's patriotic. Loving our neighbor, being our brother's keeper, and loving who we are. And knowing that this country will defend us if we make it defend us. We defend this nation because we know there's no other place like this on earth. It can become all the land of all of our dreams. We just have to love each other enough to make it happen. Can we? Can we be kind enough to not beating each other up and beating each other down for no reason? Can we avoid doing that? Being patriotic does not mean belittling others for not living up to the image that we think they should live to. Being patriotic means taking care of each other, defending a land that is okay with taking care of each other, not our ego.